Welcome back, everyone. This is session 7 of season 2, and in this session, we are going to continue working on the form that we are trying to design. This is the form that we have designed so far, and we are going to continue make it more beautiful. For example, now that I look at it, I see that I forgot to add a border radius to the save. We can add a background, a beautiful background for this. We may want to make the form smaller because I think it's occupying a lot of space. And for the background, we can use something called animatedbackgrounds.me. And if you take a look at this website, you see that there are lots and lots of different backgrounds that you can use in your website, and it's called animated backgrounds. They are all animated. So I clicked on click load more. The first page just went gone, and okay. If we take a look at this, so this is an animated background. You can see this is one background, but this is just too much. When you are working with an UI UX designer, the person will determine what to use exactly, what should the color be, what should the theme be. But when you are developing something by yourself on your own, well, it has so many disadvantages. For example, sometimes you don't know what margin to use, how much border radius to use, how to design that. Well, that's bad, but the good thing about it is that when you are not working with a UI UX designer, you can actually go and use something ready, something that the code has already been written. For example, something like this we can use in our project, or maybe you can use this one, so you can see that this is a beautiful animated background. We can choose whatever that we like. So this is one of the advantages of not having a UI UX designer. So there's pros and cons to everything. So if you take a look at this website, I think maybe this is what we can use for our code. Yes, I think this is, but it has some JavaScript code to this, so that's why I'm not going to use this, because this is HTML-CSS course, and also this is some JavaScript applied to this. So let's see what there is. So the point is that this website is full of animated backgrounds, and we can use that in our website. So maybe this is something I like. So this is something I like. If you take a look at the C, this is something I kind of like. So see, this is it. This is and this is only HTML. So this is HAML. This is not HTML. We can click on this and view compiled HTML. And sometimes the CSS code here is not written in CSS. Maybe it's in less or sass, and you can still click compile to CSS for those types. But now we have a HTML code and a CSS code. Let's copy all of these HTML codes inside our project. So Control V, so that we paste them all here. The CSS also Control C. And so this is a section in our form customization. So we can add a new section here for our animated background. This would be our animated backgrounds. So, and I like to have my comments in uppercase, like I said, so we can hold down Alt key and highlight every comment that we have, comments inside CSS, and use that Control Alt U that we assigned for transform to uppercase, and convert all of them to uppercase. So as you can see, this is our animated background for the body, but we have already selected body, so we can cut this one only and give it a background color. And I have already given a background color to that, and that would be background color var white. But let's actually use the color palette that we have. So rather than using white, I'm going to use primary here. And inside this, you can see that we have so many different colors that we have used. So for this one, I can use our secondary color. So sorry, I hit Control X, not so I can use. So come back here, var secondary. So but why it's on to uppercase, it should be lowercase. So this is it. So let's see the result for now, and as you can see, there is the result we can see, but we need to customize it a little. Okay, let's come back to our codes. I want to select the body and set the height to 100 VH. What 100 VH means, I didn't select, I write that in body, wrote that somewhere else. It means go ahead and set the height of the body 100% of the viewport height. Well, it sets the body 100% viewport height, but since we have extra space, so the body, so if we could go inspect element on this, the body, yes, it's 100 view percent height. As you can see the blue area, it hovers. But the other stuff is going down there. So there's something called overflow. Okay, overflow. Overflow is for this. For example, this is overflow Y, this thing that I'm just moving and relocating, this scroll bar. And we have overflow Y and we have overflow X for the other direction. And here I can actually go ahead and set the overflow for Y. Overflow alone means both of them, both Y and both X. But I can go ahead and say both overflow Y and put that on hidden. When you put that on hidden, so this is what happens. User can no longer scroll, and this would be all the area that he has. Okay. So I first put the overflow on hidden for the body. As you can see, these ripples are now, they look like they start from bottom left. That's where they start. And now I can make this form that we have, make it a little smaller. So how to make that smaller? So we have one section for our personal info here, and the other section that we have here, 2 section and 3. I want to combine these 2 sections and make it 3 sections here. And so what I do is actually let's clean this HR tag. Okay, and these are one div here, and this is another div here with 2 H2s. Okay, I'm going to use display flex for them. So what I do is, so come back here, use something here. I want to create a new div here. I'm going to assign a display of flex to this. Okay, create another div. So that would be one of the items inside that the flex. But now that I paste that, the indentation as you can see, the indentation is now wrong because after h2 this div here. So I highlight them all, hit tab again, so that I fix this indentation, and I create another div here. Okay, and put all of these stuff in that. So come back here. So again, fix the indentation. Don't forget them, because I usually see that people forget to fix these indentation, and after a while their code look like a mess. In HTML, when you are not respecting these indentions and you're not fixing these indentation, your code will soon look like a mess. So that's why you need to always fix that. For example, if I leave the code like this and go somewhere else, this wrong indentation is very bad. Just please don't do that. Okay, so now I have, okay, as you can see, I have one div here and I have another div here. The only thing that I need to do is to give a display flex to this and apply some CSS properties to this. So this will be our, I call it boxes because it's checkboxes and radio boxes. That's why I call it boxes. And this boxes is actually inside general form. So we can go ahead inside this section, general form and boxes. So we can come here, general form dot boxes. So we can actually use this arrow as well. Dot boxes. The display is flex, and let's see the result for now. Hit refresh. As you can see, the display is now flex, but we messed something up. What did we miss? When we created a new div here in general form, then boxes, and then this form div, and this column that we created. So that's it. That's the problem. Before that, this form div was inside general form directly, but now this is no longer inside that. So that's why the problem is happening. So I can actually select all this form div. See, Control D, these are all. So I can actually remove that character. So this is saying the form div, which is inside general form, it is one of the children. It may be grandchildren, it may be grandchildren, but it is inside this form div. So that's why this piece of code were working. But now it's okay, and now this is a little better. Why I say a little better? Because if we now take a look at this, hit inspect element, and in this section, as you can see, this part here, this is it. This part here has 25% width. So that's something that we need to fix. First of all, we must make it 33% width. This is the first thing. And the second thing, that this area needs more space because it has 3 columns, but this area needs less space. So that's something that we need to fix. So inside boxes, we can have a class for checkboxes. Okay, this is our checkboxes, and this is our radio boxes. Class radio boxes, or we can say radios. Okay, and at the end of this section here, so come back here, dot general form dot boxes. Okay, dot one of them was checkboxes, and the other one was radios. So for the checkboxes, we need a width of 60%, but for this we need a width of 40%. And let's do something else as well. I want to organize my codes a little better. My CSS code is not well organized at the moment. It needs some improvements. If you take a look at this, because why do I say it needs an improvement? Because we changed the HTML structure and we need to have some changes in our CSS code as well. So the first one, this section is form customization. We have a general form. Okay, this is general form is okay. And the second part is selecting any HR tag which is directly inside this general form, which means this one and the other one. So this is fine as well. So the heading, which is exactly inside general form, so this is exactly again okay. Any input and any select inside general form, that is okay as well. But these columns, actually here, these 2 columns, I think they need to be relocated, because these columns are inside. So this is one column, this is another column, this is another. These columns is something about this boxes sections. It's something inside boxes section. So that's why we need to have them here. So come back, hit refresh. As you can see, the form is a little better. The save button is something that we need to fix as well. So the button, where is the button? This is the btn that we have. So this btn container, this is something that needs to be relocated as well. So come back here. At here we can have a new comment section. So this section would be our button or btn. But the only thing that you need to give it a border radius of 4 pixels. For example, 8 pixels. So come back here, hit refresh. As you can see, it has now a border radius, which is actually looking so much better compared to what we have. So this is it. This is what we have designed so far. We made it a little better. The background is now better compared to what we had. And let's introduce something cool. But since we are running out of time, let's finish this session and we introduce that cool thing in the next session, and we are going to finish up this season soon. And so that's it. That's enough for this session. Hope to see you in the next one.